should make them come. Hey, it's Dr. Melanie Petro, and I am here to explain TinyTox for y'all because we are going to show that, and we have a special on it right now, so I thought I'd go through and explain it. This is Caroline, who I drew her face and just started painting and couldn't seem to stop. I'm drawing on her to show where her bunny lines are, and I was going to use some paint to explain to you what our special is, but also to tell you all the cool things Botox can do. And when I say Botox, I'm referring to Botox, Nutox, or Dysport. So we're having a special where you buy a big area and you get a tiny one. I think a lot of times the tiny areas just don't get talked about, but they're really, they're the best parts. Jan, come here. I need you for a second. So the first big area is your forehead, and mine moves, but mirror, I can't see myself. But this is a big area. I'm not sure where to paint it because it's backwards and it's throwing me. So I'm going to use this to do it. So the forehead muscles run like this. I usually don't put it in this area because it can drop that. I'll do some. It all depends on the person, so I really shouldn't say that. But this is a big area, and the function of this muscle is to lift. Is to lift the brow. And you can see how that's going up. So that's the whole purpose of it. What you see me doing in that video on Emily is the corner of the mouth. And then I just jumped back. Well, I was actually going to do it, but she was scared. More on that later. But that's the first big area. Another big area, meaning it takes between 15 and 20 units in 99% of people. Another big area is here. There's a little muscle that goes here, and then there's one that kind of almost looks like a seagull. There's with no body. That would be really sad, but because it doesn't. But these are 3 little muscles, and their function is to bring the brow in and down. And so that by big area, again, I mean, typically takes 15 to 20 units. Then the third muscle in the upper face is going to be around the eye. That's not, I mean, there are more muscles, but it kind of wraps around your eye. And little fibers. And it brings the brow down when you smile and provides support to the lower lid, which is really, really, really important because the lower lid keeps your eyeball up, and when it keeps your eyeball up, that's how it, oh look, someone just walked in that has no Botox. I can certainly, come sit for a second.
All right, bye.
Mm-hmm. Can you sit and show one thing for me? Okay. Great. So those are the big muscles. And then there's some little ones. So I'm going to make those pink. And one of the biggest ones is this one. And it scoops around like this. It's called a bunny line. Well, that's what I call it. See that muscle? And it kind of comes out into here. So when its function is it's really about kind of flares your nose. So when you inject that muscle, you can actually make your nose a little bit narrower. Then there is this muscle. This one pulls the corner of your mouth down. So a tiny amount, right, TinyTox right there can actually let the other muscle take over, and it can pull up. And then I can't think of another small area. Oh, upper lip. So you have this little muscle that wraps around your mouth, much like the one up here. And you can weaken it in different places. So you can weaken it here, and it'll actually push that up. It's called a lip flip. Or you can weaken it here, and it can weaken the top part so that you show less gum when you smile. So those are the 3 areas. So for our event, we are doing it 2. You buy a big area and you get a small area. And, you know, the small areas are really fun. You can see right now in Caroline on her Rudolph nose, I'm doing her bunny lines. And that'll make her nose a little narrower. Across her lip, I'm doing a lip flip. So she'll show a little bit more pink. Now here comes Jeannie. She is having, she has a little bit of texture on top of her nose. So I'm injecting her bunny lines to make her nose narrower and also make the texture smoother. And then a touch on top where she just has some little wrinkles. So anywhere you have a muscle, you have an option to TinyTox it, or basically micro manipulate the muscle to get it to go your way, or whichever way you want it to go. The action of Botox is to block a muscle or stop it from moving in its normal direction. So if you stop it from going one way and don't stop the antagonistic muscle, then it's gonna change directions. So if you look at a forehead, if you block this, these muscles no longer can lift up. So if it can't lift up, it just becomes a game of where are you going to put it so that you get some lift over here, but not too much here, and some lift over here. With here, if you can't come in and down because it's blocked, you got like a roadblock, it can't go this way. So then if you leave some here, it goes up. Same thing with the other areas, but that's what's so cool about it is it's like getting on a seesaw. You know, if you get on with somebody that weighs more than you, you're going up. If you get on, you know how that works. But it's a delicate balance between finding, I'm sorry, my 16-year-old showed up and is looking at me like I'm from outer space. Would you like to show them some of these muscles that don't move on my face? I won't paint your face. Would you like to, please? Okay. Reagan, would you like to?
Do what? Get in the camera?
Just sit here for a minute. I know, but he refuses. Okay. All right. Well.
You're going to go get somebody?
Huh? She's going to go get somebody. But the point is, when you really think about these muscles and you, it's pretty amazing what you can do even with tiny amounts. That's why I think it's so fun. So tomorrow we're going to do, if you bought your forehead, now some people's forehead takes is usually between $200 and $300, depending on if you want to be frozen or frosted, which now I want a frosty, so we may have those tomorrow. Okay, I have a volunteer.
Right now.
Everyone else is frosted or frozen in this office. So I'm going to let Candace sit down and I'm going to show you on her face. So, okay. So, if Candace came and said, I want to do your special, raise your brows. I would put about 20 units in her forehead. She has equal movement that kind of goes all the way across. I want to bring up her lateral brow. Almost everyone looks better with more lateral brow. Very few people look, this can make you look weird. So if I did some here, that would cost her $260, and then for free, she could pick a small area, and I would probably pick right here. Have you ever had your depressor?
Yes.
That would have been funny. So if she said, I want to do this, or she could do all three and get 3 free. Squeeze your brows. So here, this area would be done. That would lift her medial brow a little bit. And that area, bunny lines go great with that because that's hers. And she's got a thick one.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other tiny area would be a lip flip. So if she wanted to do her crow's feet, smile. which I might even touch this barely. That's called a jelly roll. It's a great tiny spot. I thought Caroline was looking at me. You know, she has those faces. So if y'all have any questions, let us know. You can also do a piggy bank. You want to hand me a piggy bank? See my piggy bank? And so you can get it and you can bake it. Calls from Saudi Arabia. Okay, let me finish. So that makes it pretty. We're going to have fun. We're going to have mimosas and lots of balloons and lots of fun things. So if you have any questions, let me know. Y'all have a great day.